Las Vegas is not safe right now, and locals are warning tourists to pay attention. Behind the bright lights, people report rising crime, strange incidents, and areas visitors should avoid. Hotels, streets, and late nights feel different today. What is really happening in Sin City? Why are locals speaking out now? Las Vegas numbers tell a quiet warning. Last year, Las Vegas welcomed just under 37 million visitors. At first glance, that sounds strong. But when placed beside the year before, the picture changes. That total is down by more than 5%. For a city built on constant movement, that drop matters. It signals a shift that cannot be ignored. Hotels are feeling this change clearly. Occupancy rates have slipped, even during weekends that were once guaranteed to be full. These were the times when rooms disappeared fast and hallways stayed busy. Now, that steady flow has slowed. Even as nightly prices rise, rooms are not filling the way they used to. Revenue per available room, a key measure in the hotel world, has also declined. This tells a simple story. Hotels are asking for more money, but guests are staying fewer nights. Visitors are no longer lingering. The average guest now spends less time in the city. Instead of stretching a trip over several nights, many are choosing shorter stays. With fewer nights comes less spending. Entertainment budgets are trimmed. Dining plans are simplified. Gambling time is reduced. Every part of the visitor experience feels the effect of this pullback. Transportation numbers support this pattern. Taxi use is down. Ride-share trips are also lower. Fewer people are moving around the city, and those who are visiting are choosing to do less. These small signals add up and reflect a broader change in visitor behavior. Air travel shows the same slowdown. Flight bookings into McCarran International have dipped. The decline is especially noticeable from international markets. Fewer overseas travelers are choosing Las Vegas as their destination. This matters because international visitors often stay longer and spend more. When that group shrinks, the impact spreads across hotels, casinos, restaurants, and shows. While Las Vegas works through this shift, other cities are moving in the opposite direction. Places like Austin and Nashville are seeing a strong rise in tourism. Visitors are choosing those cities more often, drawn by fresh experiences and a different pace. This comparison makes the Las Vegas slowdown stand out even more. On the surface, the Strip still looks bright. The lights remain bold, the signs still glow. But the real story is told by the movement of people. Foot traffic is thinner. Casino floors are not as crowded as they once were. The steady hum of constant activity has softened. Buffets, once famous for long waits, now move guests through more quickly. Lines are shorter. The sense of rush is gone. Shows that used to sell out well in advance are now offering discounts. Seats that once disappeared fast are staying open longer. This is not a one-time change or a brief adjustment. This pattern goes beyond the effects of the pandemic. It has lasted long enough to form a trend. A trend suggests something deeper is happening. It raises serious questions about why people are choosing to stay away or cut their trips short. Industry experts can study charts and graphs, but listening to visitors brings a clearer answer. People who have stopped coming or are visiting less often share a common concern. It is not only about money. While costs matter, that is not the full reason. Many travelers say they are worried about their safety. This concern changes how they plan trips. It influences where they go, how long they stay, and what they choose to do. Even those who still visit may limit their activities. They may avoid crowded areas. They may skip late nights. They may choose to leave earlier than planned. When safety becomes a worry, excitement fades. The sense of ease that once defined a Las Vegas trip weakens. Visitors want to feel relaxed. They want to enjoy themselves without constant concern. When that feeling disappears, destinations lose their pull. All these details connect. Fewer visitors lead to lower occupancy. Shorter stays reduce spending. Less movement affects transportation. Discounted shows signal softer demand. Each number supports the next. Together, they form a clear message. Safety takes center stage in Las Vegas. Las Vegas now ranks among the top 15 major cities in the United States for violent crime. This is a serious shift that cannot be ignored. When looking closely at the statistics, the risk becomes even clearer. A person's chance of becoming a victim of violent crime in Las Vegas is now 1 in just over 200. This means that violent incidents are no longer rare or distant concerns. They are real possibilities that visitors must think about while planning their time in the city. The situation becomes even more concerning when property crime is included. Crimes such as theft and burglary happen far more often. The chance of being affected by property crime in Las Vegas is now 1 in 31. This is a striking number, especially for a city that depends so heavily on tourism. Visitors often carry phones, wallets, jewelry, and shopping bags, making them easy targets. When these risks are combined with the busy nature of the city, the sense of exposure grows quickly. Spending a weekend in Las Vegas often means walking along the Strip, riding the monorail, shopping at busy centers, dining at popular restaurants, and exploring crowded attractions. Statistically, doing these everyday tourist activities places visitors at a higher level of risk than in most other tourist destinations across the country. This does not mean that every visitor will experience crime, but it does mean the chances are higher than many expect. What makes the situation more troubling is that the risk does not stay within the bright lights of the casino floors. Just a few blocks away from the Strip, crime rates rise sharply. Areas such as North Las Vegas and parts of East Downtown experience much higher levels of crime. People who live in the city often know which neighborhoods are safer and which ones should be avoided. Tourists, however, usually do not have this local knowledge. Many only realize the danger after they find themselves in an unsafe situation. Even directly on the Strip, smaller crimes have become more common over time. Reports of pickpocketing have increased, especially in crowded areas. Aggressive panhandling is being noticed more often, making some visitors uncomfortable during what should be relaxing walks. Street scams are also on the rise, targeting people who are distracted or unfamiliar with the area. These issues may seem small compared to violent crime, but together they greatly affect how safe people feel. The growing concern has changed how people behave while visiting the city. Ride-share drivers now regularly remind passengers to keep valuables hidden and secure. These warnings come from experience and daily observation, not fear. Hotel staff also play a quiet role in protecting guests. Many subtly suggest using taxis instead of walking late at night or during certain hours. These suggestions are not made lightly and reflect real concerns about safety after dark. The city has taken steps to respond to these challenges. More security cameras have been installed, and patrols have been increased in many areas. These efforts show that safety is being taken seriously at an official level. However, many visitors still feel that these measures are not enough. Cameras and patrols may help after something happens, but they do not always prevent the feeling of vulnerability people experience while moving through crowded or poorly lit areas. Once safety becomes a concern, it changes more than daily plans. It changes the entire travel experience. Visitors may avoid walking, skip certain attractions, or shorten their trips. Some may decide not to visit at all. Safety plays a major role in how people choose destinations. And when confidence is lost, it is very hard to rebuild. When personal experiences change, how visitors see Las Vegas. The numbers alone already raise concerns, but personal experiences are what truly make people pause and reflect. Statistics can feel distant, but real moments shared by real travelers carry a different kind of weight. Across travel forums, social media platforms, and hundreds of online reviews, visitors are openly sharing their worries. These messages are not random complaints or emotional outbursts. They form a clear and steady pattern of concern from people who visited, felt unsafe, and now say they would not return. Many of these travelers explain that what unsettled them most was not a single bad moment, but the feeling that danger was always nearby. One visitor shared an experience of being followed from a casino all the way to her hotel entrance late at night, around 11 o'clock. She did what many people would do in that situation and reported it to the hotel front desk. The response she received was deeply troubling. She was told that this kind of situation happens more often than people realize. For her, that response did not offer comfort. Instead, it confirmed that her fear was not unusual. Other travelers have shared similar experiences that left them shaken. A couple visiting from Texas described how their rental car was broken into during the daytime. The car was parked in a public garage just off the Strip, an area many tourists assume is safe and well monitored. Nothing valuable was inside the car, yet the windows were smashed. When they looked for answers, they were told there was no security footage available. The damage itself was frustrating, but the lack of protection and accountability made the situation feel even worse. Another visitor shared a story about being approached by someone who aggressively demanded money. When the traveler refused, the situation quickly turned hostile. They were spit on and threatened. Encounters like this leave a lasting emotional mark. Even when no physical injury occurs, the fear and shock can stay with a person long after the trip ends. For many travelers, moments like these replace excitement with anxiety. Beyond these individual encounters, there are also stories that are far more serious and deeply tragic. In early 2023, 2 Vietnamese tourists were found dead in their hotel room. Authorities stated that the incident was the result of a robbery that went wrong. The news shocked the local community and caused fear among visitors who heard about it. Outside of Las Vegas, however, the story received very little national attention. Even so, for travelers who came across the report, the impact was strong and lasting. Stories like these matter because they shape how people feel about traveling, especially those who are more vulnerable. Families traveling with children and women traveling alone are often the most affected. For them, safety is not a small detail. It is the foundation of any enjoyable trip. When the idea of walking outside after dark causes fear, the promise of bright lights and entertainment loses its appeal. Many visitors explain that their concerns are not based on imagination or overthinking. They point to repeated experiences shared by many different people. When the same types of incidents appear again and again in reviews and discussions, they begin to feel less like bad luck and more like a pattern. Travelers are not saying they expected perfection. They are saying they expected to feel protected in places designed for tourists. What makes these stories even more powerful is how consistently they end the same way. People often say they arrived excited and hopeful. They plan to enjoy shows, casinos, restaurants, and the famous energy of the city. Instead, they spent their time feeling alert, cautious, and uneasy. Rather than memories of joy, they left with memories of fear. For many travelers, that emotional shift is enough to change future plans. Once a destination feels unsafe, it becomes very hard to see it the same way again. No amount of entertainment can erase the feeling of vulnerability. When visitors feel that their well-being is at risk, they start to question whether the trip was worth it at all. These shared experiences now circulate widely online, reaching people who have never been to Las Vegas. Potential visitors read these accounts and imagine themselves in similar situations. They think about their loved ones, their children, or themselves walking alone at night. That thought alone is often enough to make them reconsider. Las Vegas responds to safety concerns, but trust takes time. Las Vegas is fully aware that it is facing a serious challenge. City leaders are not turning away from public criticism, news reports, or the strong reactions seen online. Instead of ignoring these concerns, officials have acknowledged them and taken visible steps to respond. Their goal is clear and simple. They want visitors to feel safe again, and they want to rebuild confidence in a city that depends so deeply on tourism. One of the first actions taken has been an increase in foot patrols along the Las Vegas Strip. These patrols are especially noticeable during peak hours, when crowds are at their largest and activity is at its highest. The presence of officers on foot is meant to provide reassurance, respond quickly to issues, and create a stronger sense of order in busy spaces. Alongside this, the city has expanded the use of surveillance cameras. These cameras are not limited to casino floors. They now cover sidewalks, pedestrian bridges, parking garages, and other high-traffic areas where large numbers of people move throughout the day and night. Beyond city-led efforts, some hotels have taken their own quiet steps to improve safety. Several properties have increased the size of their private security teams. Others have begun checking room keys at elevator access points to ensure that only registered guests can reach guest floors. In addition, certain hotels have reduced public access to parts of their buildings after midnight. These measures are not always announced openly, but they are happening behind the scenes as hotel operators try to protect their guests and their reputations. The city has also worked together with local businesses to launch a Safe Vegas campaign. This effort focuses on awareness and shared responsibility. Visitors are encouraged to stay alert, report suspicious behavior, and follow basic safety tips while enjoying the city. The campaign is meant to create a culture where safety is everyone's concern, not just the job of law enforcement. Rideshare zones have also come under closer control, with tighter rules to reduce confusion and improve safety for both drivers and passengers. At the same time, there has been a push to improve emergency response times in areas that attract the most tourists. Despite all these actions, many visitors remain unsure. While the plans and programs sound strong when explained, the real-world results have been uneven. Some tourists say they can clearly see more police officers and security staff than before. For them, the increased visibility brings a sense of comfort. Others, however, report that when something does go wrong, response times still feel slower than expected. This gap between effort and experience has made it hard for everyone to feel fully confident. What worries visitors most is not just the number of incidents, but where they are happening. Some of the most troubling situations have not taken place in hidden or isolated areas. Instead, they have occurred in hotel lobbies, parking garages, and crowded sidewalks. These are places that people naturally expect to feel safe. When incidents happen in such open and familiar settings, it creates a deeper sense of unease. It makes visitors question whether any place truly feels secure, even when surrounded by lights, people, and security cameras. This feeling has led to comparisons with other major tourist destinations. Cities like Orlando are often mentioned because of their visible tourism police forces and clearly defined family-friendly zones. These features help visitors understand where they are most protected and what kind of environment to expect. Las Vegas, by comparison, is still working toward that level of clarity and organization. While progress is being made, the city is seen as trying to catch up rather than setting the standard. In the highly competitive travel industry, catching up is rarely enough. Travelers have many choices, and trust plays a powerful role in deciding where to go. Once a destination begins to lose that trust, rebuilding it becomes a slow and careful process. Cameras, patrols, and campaigns are important tools, but they are only part of the solution. What visitors want most is consistency. They want to see the same level of safety every day, not just during busy weekends or special events. Transparency also matters deeply. Visitors want clear communication about what is being done, what risks exist, and how problems are being handled. When people feel informed, they feel respected. Over time, this openness can help rebuild confidence. Las Vegas has started down this path, but trust does not return overnight. It grows slowly through steady action, honest communication, and reliable results. Is it still worth visiting? In 2025, the question on everyone's mind is quietly spreading across travel blogs, Reddit threads, and dinner table conversations. Is Las Vegas still worth visiting? The city has always been known for its bright lights, big shows, world-class restaurants, and energy that feels almost electric when it is at its best. For some travelers, the answer is still a clear yes. They see the dazzling performances, enjoy the top-tier dining, and feel the excitement that only Las Vegas can offer. The city still has the magic that draws people from all over the world. But for many others, that sparkle has started to fade. Visiting Las Vegas now often comes with extra worries. The cost of a trip is no longer just about money. It also includes the mental load of staying alert, planning every step carefully, and questioning whether hotels and streets are truly safe. Travelers find themselves double and triple checking routes, asking whether the places they stay will keep them secure, and thinking about personal safety at almost every turn. For families, solo travelers, and older visitors, these concerns are even stronger. What should be a relaxing vacation can sometimes feel like a test of caution. This shift in mindset is changing the way people plan their trips. Tourists are no longer only budgeting for hotel rooms, meals, shows, and rides. They are budgeting for peace of mind. Travelers now consider safety as much as fun. They check reviews more carefully, research neighborhoods, and ask detailed questions before booking. They are looking for destinations that feel predictable, where expectations are clear, and where a vacation can be both exciting and safe. Other cities are starting to meet these expectations. They offer environments that feel safer, with clear rules, reliable services, and less risk. Travelers now have options. They can choose places where they can enjoy themselves without the constant mental checklist of, am I really safe? Las Vegas still has a lot to offer, but people are increasingly asking whether it provides what matters most: a true sense of ease, freedom, and enjoyment. In 2025, travelers are no longer just chasing adventure. They are chasing security. They want to know that their trip will be memorable for good reasons, not bad ones. This shift affects Las Vegas in a major way. The city is no longer just dealing with changes in tourism numbers. It is facing a deeper challenge, a trust issue. Once travelers start doubting whether a city is safe, regaining that trust is a slow and uncertain process. The lights and spectacle that once guaranteed excitement are no longer enough. Visitors want assurance. They want to know that a weekend getaway won't turn into a story they regret telling. Las Vegas is working on fixing its image. Officials are taking steps to improve safety and restore confidence. But change takes time. Many visitors are waiting to see results, not just promises. People want real improvements. They want reassurance that the city they are visiting is as secure as it is entertaining. Until that trust is fully rebuilt, Las Vegas will continue to face questions from potential visitors. The real issue now is not whether Las Vegas can recover. It is whether people believe it will. Travel warnings are not just news headlines anymore. They are real conversations happening every day. People are thinking carefully about whether to visit, talking to friends, checking online discussions, and making informed decisions. The question for anyone considering a trip to Las Vegas this year is simple. Is this the version of Las Vegas that you want to experience? Are you willing to navigate the uncertainties and still enjoy what the city has to offer? If you are planning a trip, it is important to do your research. Look beyond advertisements and flashy promotions. Ask the difficult questions. Check recent reports and traveler experiences. Decide for yourself if Las Vegas is the right choice. The city can still be exciting and full of life, but the decision depends on your priorities and comfort level. Las Vegas in 2025 is more than a destination. It is a reflection of what modern travelers expect. People are looking for safety, reliability, and peace of mind alongside fun and adventure. These expectations are shaping the city, influencing travel choices and creating new conversations.